Hey everybody, this is Pastor Ken from Warsaw Baptist Church. I just wanted to reach out to you, especially the members and longtime visitors of Warsaw Baptist Church, and I just wanted to tell you about what is coming up. We have been, if you haven't been a part of our church, you might not know this. We've been in the middle of kind of an intertwined series. For a certain number of weeks, we will take on a series called Psalms, and we're just going through the Psalms and learning how to listen to God and talk to God and pray and just how we are to think about all the things in this life that we deal with. But then intertwined with that series, we've got another series called Cover to Cover, and that series is a series where we take just chunks of the Bible. We went through the first 5 books. We went through a lot of the history. We went through the wisdom literature, and we're about to go into a series through cover to cover through the major prophets. And what we do in this cover to cover series is we take on a whole book of the Bible and we unpack it in one week. It's kind of an overview series of sermons through the Bible. And this week we're going to get back into that with the book of Isaiah, or Isaiah, as my favorite Scottish preachers say it. But we're going to be getting into that book, and I'm excited about it. It is a challenging book to try to preach on in just one message, but I think I know where I'm going with it. But anyway, before you come and listen to that, or while you're in this cover to cover series with us, I just wanted to reiterate how important it is for you to get into the Word yourself. God wrote a book. I'm actually going to tag on the end of this video, I'm going to include a video that was produced by Desiring God, where John Piper just talks about the fact that God wrote a book. God did not want us to grope around in the darkness hoping to find the answers to this life and the answers to how we move into the next life. He wrote a book. He communicated with us, and one of the things that is so sad in the Western church, especially, is how much we neglect this beautiful gift that God has given us in His Word. So I'm going to include that video just as sort of something to maybe get your appetite going for reading the book on your own, reading the whole Bible on your own, not just the book of Isaiah, but all of it. But I'm also going to include with this video, if you look down on the comments or the little description, I'm going to include a ton of links to these little bite-sized videos that answer a lot of questions about the Bible. As a pastor, I get all kinds of questions, but there's a lot of questions about the why we have these books and not other books in the Bible. How can I trust the Bible? Are there contradictions in the Bible? There's all these different questions, and most of the links that I'm going to share come from the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary. They're bite-sized videos where one of their professors has just answered a lot of these very common questions that all of us pastors get, and he answers them in a very easy to understand way. He doesn't get too talky. He doesn't run off on tangents like I sometimes do. So I'm just going to include all those, and I would encourage you, maybe not all in one sitting unless you're like me and you like to binge watch stuff, but just go ahead and watch each of those videos, and maybe they'll be answering some questions that you don't have. But if you're a Christian for very long, I guarantee you're going to hear some of the questions that he answers. So at least you can bookmark this and remember, oh, I know that I've got a list of videos that answer a lot of these very common questions. And hopefully it's helpful to you. If it is helpful to you, maybe put a comment down there, tell us why it was. If it stirs more questions, then by all means, contact me at the church. You can call me at the office at 859-567-2401, or you can send me a text or an email at warsawbaptistky@gmail.com. I'd love to talk to you more about stuff if these videos don't answer all your questions. I'd love to keep that dialogue going. If you're watching this and you're not a believer, just for some reason you're watching a pastor talk to his church, and you follow these links and you watch these videos and you have more questions, or maybe it stirs something in you, again, I would love to talk to you. You can contact me digitally, or you could even come and talk to me in person. I usually have office hours most of the week. Just call ahead, and then you can come see me at 106 West High Street here in Warsaw, Kentucky. And with all that said, I know I'm rambling, so I'm just going to attach that other video on the end of this one. I'm going to include all those links, and I hope that it is a blessing to you, and I pray that you will go and be a blessing to others. God bless you.
God wrote a book. That reality blows me away every time I stop to think about it. Pages and pages of God, His thoughts, His words, His heart, right there, just a few inches away. I can carry it with me everywhere I go, read it whenever I want. When we open the Bible, what do we see? We see God Himself in this book. We meet Him here, or we don't meet Him, not with any hope of friendship. Reading the Bible is one of the most important things we can ever do. It's more valuable than anything we own, sweeter than anything we have ever eaten. It is literally more important than breathing. But that's not always what we see and feel when we open our Bible. Our weak, tired, distracted eyes look, and all we see is a lifeless, boring portrait on the wall. But it's not a portrait. It's a window. It doesn't hang lifeless in an old frame on the wall. It breaks through the wall into another world, the real world, the lasting world, the better world. And through this window shines a divine light that changes everything around us. We all know that the road to knowing God is not easy. Discipline and resolve are important, but they can carry you only so far. A few days, a week, maybe a month. For the long run, we need something stronger, more compelling than discipline and resolve. There are too many traps along the path, too many hurdles. At the root, the reason we don't read the Bible is that we don't want to read the Bible. We don't see joy, peace, and life when we see that leather binding on our shelf. We see a wall, not a window. The boring portrait, not the never-ending beauty beyond. So we put it off, leave it shut, and move on. We stay in bed, and we miss the miracle. The God who said, "Let light shine out of darkness," loves to speak light into hearts and minds. God wrote a book, and with His book, these words in front of us, He wakens our dead, bored souls. He frees us from bondage to sin, from desires that rob us of life. He comforts the depressed, inspires the discouraged, guides the confused. He empowers us to make our lives count for His cause in the world. He satisfies us completely and forever with words, His words. So, will I read my Bible tomorrow? Where else would I go? How else will I know Him? How else will I prepare myself to enjoy Him forever? Yes, I'll spend the rest of my life looking out of this window, watching, waiting for another sight of Him, another miracle, another glimpse of my God.